done and mulch out and everything. In the new beds, we haven't really done a lot of work on the old beds, but we've been working really hard on the new beds. Tommy did a lot of hoeing today because we haven't gotten mulch out. We just got back from the conference and the weeds had taken over a lot of things. So the one thing I'm real excited about I want to show y'all is the grapevine. It is really doing good, and I don't know if I put my hand up here, maybe you can see there's actually little grapes on there. And so I'm just real excited about that. So maybe we'll get some grapes this year, which this is just, it's just, I think it was 2-year-old plants, and so it's 3 years old, so that would be really good if I do get grapes. I'll be excited. Another thing I'm excited about is these, this is new to our garden. We have quite a few new things that we've planted that we've never planted before. This is a little melon, and it's supposed to even have like a caramel type taste to it. So Tommy's excited about that too because he loves caramel. So what we're going to do, we've gotten the mulch around this and the weeds off from the top and everything. And what we're going to probably do here is fill in with leaves because they will run. You can run these on a trellis. And I really can't remember. It's a French melon, and I can't remember the name of it. It's American melon or something like that. I don't have my little thing. I don't see it to tell me what kind it is. Right here, this is one. If you want to span that, Tommy, just let them see that it's the 3-hole boxes that we did.
Keyhole boxes.
Three, yeah. It's a keyhole box with 3 boxes. And right here on the end, we've grown these before. This is pink eye purple hull peas. And you can see that they came up. They didn't come up very even or anything. And so today I have went back and I have planted more peas and I've watered. And I believe the reason all of my peas, none of them came up really good. And I think it's because I didn't get to water them because I had planted about a week before we left and we'd had some rain and everything, but we were gone. And for them to germinate, they needed to have more water. So I'll water tonight before we leave, and I'll plan on watering every morning, every night until we start getting some rain. And then right here next is, let's see, I have to look, it's Lady Pea. And I tried to grow these last year. I didn't have much luck, so I've got a pretty good stand on them. I didn't replant any lady peas because a friend of mine wanted some, and so I gave her the rest of my peas. So I haven't planted any more of them. But this is actually our friend Roger and Therese came, and he came out. Tommy was out of town, and so he came out here to look around, and he hoed these boxes for me. So I didn't have to get the grass out of these boxes. Right here is called a black crowder, and it didn't come up good either. And see, the lady pea is a really small pea. These are bigger peas, so I guess when they're smaller, they don't take quite as much germination. And this is a black crowder, and they're black. And I'm growing these because my mama really likes black crowders, so, and I really like them too. And I like to grow them for variety. Let's see. I haven't completely finished weeding this box. It is, that's why I like to grow lettuce plants, because whenever you just sow out lettuce seeds, the weeds come up just as quick or quicker than the lettuce.
That's why you like to grow the plant. Start the plants in the greenhouse.
Yeah, grow the plants in the greenhouse and put the lettuce plants out. Because if you look right here, you can see the lime green is the lettuce, of course, but it's got lots of weeds in it. So, and then right here, let's see if you can get by me, is called Will Rogers Zinnia. And if you can see, like right here, this is where I've planted, and then I've put mulch in between. I kind of did like little rows, and I had a few of those come up, but like I said, I haven't watered like I need to. So
you're actually mixing flowers in with the
yes,
vegetable garden this year.
I'm excited about that. And right here, and y'all look, see how I can sit right here on this box? It has made such a difference in dealing with all of this. I sit like this.
Even though that's only a 10-inch board, it's a 2x10, not a 2x12, but just that 10 inches makes all the difference for Patty's hips.
Let me see what this is. I can't remember. Oh, this is a zinnia. It's called Bonbon, and this is a zinnias too. And I I just see I had even less of them come up. So I replanted those, and then I've got some more lettuce over there. And then these are a lima bean. It's a big lima bean.
They look kind of curled up, even though you watered them good today.
They do. I wonder if it's because the water hit them, because I did water them good today, but I'm gonna water
But you know,
them again this evening.
yeah, because the dirt even looks dry.
It is. It's dry. Very dry. So if we could get us a good rain on it, it would be good. Now that we have the mulch down, it would help hold in the water.
Thanks, Carrie. Guys, I'm not ignoring the comments. Just for the continuity of the video, I figured I'd hold it. We'd have a section at the end where we answer questions and comments. We don't have a lot of daylight left, and I think we have some work to do.
Yes, we do. This is Jackson Wonder.
That's a beautiful plant.
Yeah, isn't it pretty? And this, it came up pretty sparse too, and so I've replanted this. And so, and what I have planted for my peas, it's equivalent. It's a 4 by 8 foot area, because the peas stop right here. The peas stop right here, and so if I can get them to come up, I'll have, let's see, 4 times 8, a 32-foot row. So, like equivalent to a 32-foot row. So I think that would be enough for us. And then right here I have sunflowers, and they came up pretty good. They came up just about the best of everything, I guess. I do have a little bit of a skip there. And this is called a pampas plume. You can't see any of it because it's got grass, and I'm not sure what it looks like. But I think I saw some.
So we got to be really careful there.
Yeah, I've got to pull these weeds up. I just didn't get to that today. And right here, can anybody guess what this is? This is Danny corn. I got that from Deep South Homestead. So
it's not a big stand, but you know, it'll think about the number of seeds that we'll be able to save off of that. If you know, each one of those plants grows a few ears or a couple of ears, and each one of those ears will contain a mob of seeds. So we should be set with Danny corn for the years to come, and it's growing nicely. It looks great.
Yeah, it's like it grows overnight. This is a zipper cream pea. So I have one.
Point again, Patty, so they'll see.
This is zipper cream right here. So I have 5 4 by 8 foot boxes of different kind of peas. So we're going to have variety, hopefully. If they make, we'll have some variety in our peas. This is another zinnia right here. I think this is the one that's lime green. And I did plant some more of it too. Then over here, the only green you see in this area is weeds. And there is little lettuce. Let me show you.
Is that chickweed?
No. I don't know what kind of weed it is, but I was thinking it might have been in my my potting soil, but it's growing over here on the side too. But there is little lettuce plants. See right there? There's lettuce in here. And you just have to they pull up real easy. The root and everything comes up, but you've got to do it very gently where you don't pull up your lettuce, because you know lettuce has very shallow roots too. So, but there is lettuce in there.
Yeah, you can see them if you look closely.
Yeah, yeah. If you see right here. So I'm gonna probably work on this box in the morning. I'll probably come over here and work on this. It looks like I may have to replant that lettuce some. And right here is another lettuce. Now I weeded this lettuce this morning, and so I was able to get most of the weeds out of it.
It doesn't look like it came up too good.
No, it's kind of sparse, but you see this is little bitty plants here.
Yeah.
I'm watering it, so I'm hoping more will come up, more of the seeds will come up. Now right here, it was late for me to plant carrots, but I did it anyway. I planted carrots right here, and you see it's weeds. That's not carrots, that's weeds. So this is.
Look right there. Is that look there?
This? No.
Is that weeds too? Because that's kind of carroty looking top,
Yeah,
you know.
That's what I think God chuckles sometimes, because it seems like weeds look like the plant sometimes, but that's a weed. But then right over here, right here is radishes. And I planted those. Tommy and I,
Breakfast radishes,
yeah,
huh?
breakfast radishes. Tommy and I have enjoyed eating those. We had planted some before. We don't eat a ton of them, but the farmer's market will be starting June 1st, and the farmers don't have a ton of stuff for the market. So that's something that green that I can bring to the market that I think people will enjoy. So that's mainly why I planted that. Okay, you want to show them the tomatoes next?
I guess so.
That's one of the things we're going to hopefully be working on this evening.
Let me say something too about these bags. This is hardwood mulch that we just got a killer deal on.
Yes,
We've got 116 acres of land here, so we've got enough to, to continually do the mulching and all that without any external inputs. But this was such a great deal, we couldn't pass it up, So that's what you've seen in the mulching areas in the box is this hardwood mulch.
Anyway, these tomato plants, we actually planted them, it was a week ago Wednesday. We planted them the night before we left for the conference. We actually planted them in the dark.
In the dark, using the flashlights on our iPhones.
Yeah, and so they're
That's
doing
both
great.
rows of these, well, the rows of the tomatoes that without the cattle panel is what she's talking about.
Yeah.
That's also tomatoes right here by the with the first cattle panels you see. And we will be adding cattle panels to this row as well.
And this is the first row of tomatoes that we planted, and they've been in the ground for about 3 weeks now.
Yeah, that's
and
about
so
right.
They're doing really good. I'm gonna actually try. I've got the clips I've bought. Somebody else had told us about a tool that we may try next year using the cattle panels to
Tom Matthews, that's the Thomas Jefferson expert.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Oh, yeah, yeah. Anyway, so we may try that next year. I've already bought the little clips, the little plastic clips. So I'm going to try that this year and see how it goes. It's real hard for me to keep up with tying up the tomato plants and doing what I need to do. The snap beans have really taken off. If you can see, I don't know if you can, but this snap bean has climbed all the way up to here. And I was a little, wait, stay back right there, Tommy. I was a little concerned because you see how short they are. And I thought we were going to need to run a wire across here to give them, where they could hook onto the wire and then come up to here. But as you see, they have reached up really nice all the way down. So maybe if we would have had a lot of rain, that would have affected them. But we're gonna get the weeds out of here and get some leaves in here to cover this ground. And you can see the cracks in the ground. It's really dry. And the way we planted these green beans, because we're trying to go to no-till, the way we planted them is, these rows were here from last year. And what I did, we took the hoe, Tommy and I both did. I did one row and he did the other. And we just dug a trench in the ground. And now this is more clay. This soil hasn't been built as well as the soil back in the other part of the garden. So I wasn't sure how the snap beans were going to do, which snap beans are not a heavy feeder. So I wasn't worried about the fertility of the ground so much. But anyway, we did a trench and we put the snap beans in the trench. It was a little more awkward using the little seeder because the ground was so hard. I had to make sure I stayed right in that trench. But then we came back and we actually covered them up with some composted manure. And so I'm very, very pleased at the way they're looking.
They look great all the way down, really.
Yeah. I just saw this leaf right here, but I mean, that just happens sometimes, which they need to be watered. And we're going to try and get our irrigation tape out if it still works. We didn't use it last year, so we're hoping that the irrigation stuff that we bought will still work. And so we're going to actually get some irrigation in here, which it's not going to be very easy, Tony. You know it? That means we're going to have to try and feed it in between here.
That's all right. It ain't that big a deal.
But it'll be worth it in the long run.
If it works, yeah.
Yeah, if we can get it in there, it'll be worth it in the long run. And we're going to do the same thing with the tomatoes. All of it that we have in rows, we're going to try and get the irrigation tape on, just because it will make it so much easier. I'm hand watering the box gardens. So
we got 2 rows of snap beans and 2 rows of tomatoes. They're both about.
It's actually 2 double rows of snap beans.
That's true.
So it's like 4 rows of snap beans.
Well, it's 2 double rows of tomatoes too.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
I was hoping you wouldn't realize that.
Yeah.
So, but anyway, so it should be more than enough green beans. I usually sell some at the market. Now, the zucchini was very small before we left. I planted the zucchini out before I planted the yellow squash out because it was behind it.
And that's zucchini's right here in the middle, and the yellow squash is on the right.
This is zucchini here. But it all of a sudden just jumped up. It would look well, and I guess once the weather got warm, it just was. Actually, when I planted the yellow squash out, when I got it out of the greenhouse, it was about the same size as the zucchini. And I guess that's when the warm weather hit, and the zucchini has just jumped up to the point it's making me almost every one of these plants has a zucchini on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's one there, a little bitty one here. One. I think this might be the biggest one right here. And y'all, these are
Wow.
These are growing overnight. Just overnight, they're just growing. Tommy has weed eated in here, so they're kind of dusty. But they're gonna have a lot of zucchini.
They're everywhere.
Yeah. And I do have. Oh, there's a little yellow squash. Right here.
Look at there.
Yay! So probably in 2 weeks we'll be eating squash, yellow squash for sure. Oh, I can't wait. That's one thing I miss during the winter. I do put some up for to make soups with, and I'll take some out sometimes and saute them, but there's nothing like the fresh squash. I do miss that in the wintertime, the yellow squash, because we eat a lot of that in the summertime.
For those of you just joining us, we're not ignoring the comments. We're just saving them. So we're running out of daylight. We've got some work to do, so we want to kind of get through the tour, and then we'll take a minute or two to answer some questions.
Now, we showed y'all our pretty part of the garden. We're going to show you the part that we're going to be working on tomorrow.
Well, there's still some pretty.
Yeah, there's still some pretty, but that we showed you the new boxes and our rows. And so now we're going to go over to where the older boxes are. And go ahead and walk, Tommy. Some boxes that definitely need some work.
Little TLC, some boxes that still need some TLC.
Yeah, in the greenhouse I still have eggplant and peppers, all different kind of peppers that I need to get out. So my okra was not doing very well. I grew these plants from seed. Of course I did. I mean, I grew I grew them in the greenhouse is what I'm trying to say. And they have taken a long time to get going, which okra is a warm weather vegetable. You know, that's what it likes, the warm weather. And so the frost did not get on these, but it still was having the cooler weather, and they didn't take off, but they really, while we're going to the conference, they just really jumped up. There's a lot of weeds in here, and I don't see one. I was going to show them. We have the sticker bush thing, the sticker thing that grows, and it was full of them. And Tommy got all those out this morning, so I was thankful for that.
We can show them some when we get over there.
I think there's one right here. I just want to go in front of the camera.
Yeah, you got to be careful. You'll get your fingers.
You've got to stick your hand way down by the root to get it, because this is stickers all up here. And the stickers get bigger the bigger the thing. And they're a pain.
Literally.
Anyway.
Literally and figuratively.
Yeah, they really hurt. So anyway, so this box, and this was a box that we had covered, and so it really wasn't bad to be able to come out and plant in. In fact, I filmed to do a video of me planting the okra, and we've not done anything with it. So anyway, let's see, I guess we can go and walk around that one.
Okay.
Come back. This is cucumber right here, and they're putting on a few little flowers, and they're running up the fence good. The goats are staying out, so that's a good thing. This is a weed, but this is that doggone weed. Look at it, that root. And as this gets bigger, the root gets bigger, and that pulled out pretty easy, but they don't always pull out easy. Anyway, so, and see, here's a lot of those sticker things right here. That's stickers. That's weed. But anyway, so this is cucumbers, my Japanese long cucumbers. They should be to the top of this fence going by when I planted them, but they got bit back by the cold. We did have that little light frost, and
Strange weather pattern this year.
it made them, they just, you know, they had to put out some new green leaves and all. So they're doing good. I'm gonna have cucumbers, but I would have had cucumbers by the market, I think. This is horseradish, and it comes back on its own every year. It is spreading all the way out here. I even dug up horseradish right here, and it's back again. So this is a few, we got weeds we're still dealing with in this part. So this is cucumbers growing up the fence here too. So I don't know that I'm gonna have really a lot of cucumbers to sell at the market.
And people are going to be disappointed because they love that Japanese
I
long
know,
cucumber.
I know. I'm thinking about planting some more, but I just don't know where I would put them if I do. And then this box here is just a weed box.
Full of them stinging things.
Yeah, them stickers, yeah. And see that this is blooming, which is a bad thing. You don't want to let things like that go to bloom. So, but we're going to be dealing with this tomorrow. We're going to try and get all the boxes cleaned completely out tomorrow.
I don't think we're going to get much work done this evening.
We can get some mulch put out maybe.
Maybe.
Down here, we planted these cherry tomatoes the night before we left for the conference, and I grew 6 each of them, and I only planted 3 each. So we don't eat a ton of cherry tomatoes, and I have sold them at the market, but it is rather labor intensive to have to pick them, and so we didn't want to do that again. So some of the kids eat cherry tomatoes, and this will be plenty for us. And we're going to get some heavier mulch in that. This is weeds, more stickers. You know, our motto is where life on the farm just got real, so it's real.
This is real.
Weeds. Right here is my free plants that I got. If y'all saw that video when at the feed store, they were throwing out plants because they looked really yucky. Well, these are some that I saved, and so we actually have some little tomatoes. Here's a tomato right here.
Oh, where is it?
Where
there
my
it
finger
is.
Right there, a little tomato, and there's one over there on that side too.
2 of them, a
Yep.
pair.
So
Tomatoes.
we're gonna have tomatoes before too long. This is cilantro. Isn't this pretty? It's going to seed though. Cilantro is more of a cool weather plant, and this is lettuce going to seed. I actually never even picked any of this lettuce, but it's pretty, isn't it?
Yes, and lettuce is an interesting plant, you know,
Yeah.
when it grows up to full
Yeah,
height
and
like
see,
that.
I could save seeds because it's fixing to bloom, and I could actually save seeds from it if I want to.
Well, we need to do a video on it.
Yeah, that's a good idea. All right, this is some more plants that I actually got free from the feed store. This is kale, curly leaf kale.
It's so pretty. And Patty just cooked up a mess of it tonight.
Oh, it was so
And
good.
it was so good.
This is, I'm assuming it's cabbage because it hasn't made a broccoli head or a cauliflower head. And this is a cauliflower. And I guess, I was waiting for it to get bigger, but I guess it's not getting any bigger. Either something's eating it. Because it's looking pretty pitiful.
It looked great when it was young and poking out there, and I
yeah,
thought,
it was that big
wow.
around, so pretty. But you know what? That head part of it's gone, Tommy.
Ah, something ate it.
Ate it. And so this is some cabbage. I'm going to get out here with some diatomaceous earth because something's eating that one, and it'll eat up all of the cabbage. So down 2 different times. Here's some garlic. No, that's a weed. Let's see. Well, there's some garlic in there somewhere. Anyway, I hope to get to harvest some garlic. I actually bought it at the Whole Food store. Garlic is real expensive to buy on the internet. Shipping, you know, is expensive because it's kind of heavy, but it's just expensive anyway. So I bought some at the Whole Food store, and it did really good, but the goats ate it down. So I'm hoping it's still in there because I sure didn't see it, but it's getting kind of dark. So
Yeah.
one more thing, or a couple more things I want to show y'all. Last year I did not plant dill, and I missed having dill. And so I went ahead, this is a 4-foot by 8-foot box. And so I planted the whole thing in dill, and it just is wonderful. I love dill. It smells so good when I come and when I water it. Oh, it just smells so good.
I don't think they can smell it.
Can it smell it? Can they see it?
Yeah.
Hand up. Anyway, I just love dill. And this is more cilantro, and it's starting to go to seed. I need to come pick some of it.
And it's probably 4 feet tall.
Oh, yeah. Cilantro smells so good, too. I need to dehydrate some of this. I actually put this in the Colombian soup ajiaco that I make. And it adds a flavor to it. It is not the same without this
Yeah.
cilantro. So, but okay, over here, I have spaghetti squash planted. And
I hope y'all can see that. It looks kind of dark.
or vegetable spaghetti. So I've got that going down until the cucumbers start. So and it's growing slow too. It got bit back by the frost also. So yeah, they're probably not being able to see very much because when I filmed
No.
it was like this, it was kind of dark. So let's look at the comments right quick.
All right, let's
See,
come
I
over
think
here.
I think we got it all. Everybody's shown everything.
Yeah, Tim says it's getting hard to see.
Yeah.
All right, well, we're going to turn the camera around. And that way we got, oh, that's kind of scary, huh?
Hi.
I can't get it high enough.
Okay.
There we go. All right, so now let's scroll
Thanks,
back through the
Valerie.
comments. There's been a ton and questions, so
Uh-oh.
be patient with us for just a minute. Thank you guys for joining us. We appreciate
Yes,
that.
yes.
Mud pie, hey. Oh, Carrie, yeah, Carrie says she loves grape
Grape
leaves in
leaves.
a salad.
Oh, well, thank you. I didn't know about that.
Ooh.
I've heard of the pickled grape leaves, and I wanted to do that.
We need to do Mediterranean
Yeah.
grape leaf rolls. So Tammy covered her whole garden in leaves this year.
Oh, good. That's our goal every year. We haven't done it completely yet, but we want to.
Thanks, Tammy and Papa Truck. They enjoy the
Thank
beds.
you.
We're gonna probably do a little series of videos and maybe even an ebook on raised bed gardening.
Yes.
Kathy Cox says Happy Mother's Day.
Thank you. Yeah, raised boxes. We just decided that it's just so much easier, to do the raised beds.
Yeah, and
the
it's definitely
boxes.
going to be easier as we get older.
Mm-hmm.
Rock's Corner, Patty and Tommy, so very nice to meet you at the conference this year. Same
yes,
here.
Thank you. It was good
And
to meet you.
I hate we missed Food Forest Permaculture has already left out, but if you happen to still be here, thanks for your kind comments.
Mm-hmm.
Karen McCall says, how do you keep deer and bunnies from eating your plants? Well, we're fenced in.
Yeah.
The garden's fenced in. We've got dogs. We've got goats.
We've got cats.
We
I think
got
that
cats.
helps with the rabbits. I did have a rabbit. No, I had a rabbit one time get in here, and I've had moles in the garden before.
Yeah.
But typically we don't have any problem with that. We've had more problem from our own animals, like the goats
like
and the cow.
goat and a cow jumping
Yeah.
the fence. Let's see. Thanks, Tim. Hey, Deep South Texas. Deep South Texas had a Tim Beverly. I don't want to talk about how many tomatoes she planted. About 112, something like that.
A little over 100.
A little over 100.
Well-
That's scaling down, by the way.
It's only 2 rows,
Thanks, Shay.
just 2 rows.
Thank you, Judy. Let's see. Hey, Backyard Eden. Mud Pie Girl. Do you use anything for powdery mildew?
Yes, you'll need to look it up online, but I had that one year on my squash, and it was a vinegar water solution. I'm not sure the ratio, but it worked. It made it go away. So
There you go. Annie R, is that Amy? Amy R, can you pressure can squash and zucchini?
yes, you can. It takes squash. Now you need to check the book to make sure, but I do can my yellow squash because I make squash bisque. I have that recipe in my little ebook. In fact,
The 20 Easy Instant Pot Recipes ebook. Available at aldermanfarms.net/ebooks for $5.
But anyway, that's one of our favorite soups, and I can it, and I think it takes 40 minutes for quarts. And so I don't necessarily like to just dump it out the jar and eat it, heat it up and eat it, which we do because we get hungry for squash, but I love it in recipes like that, and it doesn't take up your freezer space. So
Guess who's growing? Ever think of using mulch between the garden or in between the rows? Yes, we think about it all the time because we're going to do it. We just
yes,
haven't done it
we
yet.
just have not
We
done
just
it.
haven't done it.
And we may have more leaves in between, like the some of the rows. We'll see how far that mulch
Yeah,
goes. that we
I don't
have.
like that naked dirt. And I was out here with naked feet the other day. barefoot gardening and noticed, how hot the ground was, and I thought, man, this ground needs some clothes on.
Yeah, and just and it helps to keep your moisture in. I mean,
Yeah.
it's just a no-brainer to try and cover it.
Right. Let's see here. Music Well, hi there. Just got in from the garden. Yeah,
Oh,
we're gonna have to
wow.
get in from ours too
Yeah.
pretty quick because it's getting dark. Thanks, Valerie. Thanks, Backyard Eden. Papa Truck says, are you watering or using a drip tape? Yes, the answer is yes.
Well, we're just watering right now.
We're just watering right now with a
But-
watering wand and a water hose. It's on a well, by the way. But we've got to, Patty talked about early, we've got a drip irrigation system that we didn't use last year. And on the agenda for tomorrow is to put it back together and make sure that it's still working.
Yeah. But I've been using a wand to water my boxes right now. And I don't think I'm going to do the drip irrigation in there. I've thought about it, but with the way I'm doing it with the little rows inside the box, I just don't know how easy that would be.
Yeah. And it's fun to water if you got the time.
Well, you can water in the morning then.
Yeah. Tim Bella's got 100 bags of leaves and pine needles ready to go on his garden.
Good job, Tim.
He says he's going to post pics. Yeah, I'll look
Yes,
forward to
please
seeing
do.
that. Hey, BBOCC. Well, the current mulch that we have right now, we got a great deal on hardwood mulch that comes from a great company right here in Brookhaven, Phillips Bark Processing. And it was just a deal that I couldn't pass up. But we're going to be using leaves and...
Yeah, I really would like to use leaves the most, but, it's been much easier to be able to just haul the bags in.
Well,
So.
Backyard Eden, you're up to 50. Backyard Eden just planted more tomatoes. He's up to 50.
Woohoo!
Oh, man, what a beginner you are, Backyard. I'm kidding. I wish we had 50 instead of 150 or however many it is. And Rock's Corner just planted 4 tomato plants, 2 burpless cukes, 1 spaghetti squash, 2 zucchini. Probably going to do more soon. Well, I hope you do.
Great.
Keep us posted on
I
that.
want to get more squash growing too. I really would like to. I really wanted to do a flower bed garden around over at the house, but just really haven't got to that yet. And I really don't have any plants started to do that. But that was my goal. I did plant some potatoes around there, and it's really, really late. We're supposed to plant potatoes like in February here, and
Oops.
I have them, but we haven't planted them. But we may do some hay potatoes this year and just see what happens. See if they grow.
See what happens.
So.
All right, guys, thanks for joining us. We have to pull out a flashlight here in a minute. It's almost completely dark, but thanks for hanging in with us. Thanks for the questions and comments and your patience on allowing us to wait to the end to answer them. It really makes the video flow a little bit more smoothly. So we appreciate all the thumbs up we've gotten. Thank you very much. If you haven't subscribed, we would love you to do that. And go check out our website, AldermanFarms.net. Find us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Pinterest. We're Alderman Farms everywhere. And if you're on Facebook and you haven't joined our group, Friends of Alderman Farms, please do that. And because we try to communicate frequently in our Friends of Alderman Farms Facebook group. We appreciate you guys. Thanks. Have a good night.
And join us on Thursday nights at 7 Central Time.
Thursday night, 7 p.m. Central, right here on YouTube and on Facebook most of the time when we can get it to work. Goodbye.
Good night.